Yeah, a brutal winter storm is underway across Texas, North Texas, Central Texas, over towards the west. Even have some ice storm warnings that are in effect not too much farther to our east. This morning has been mostly quiet, but that's changing. The Arctic cold front, remember, came through yesterday on Sunday, and now we're seeing the precipitation develop on top of it. And this is going to get worse before it gets any better. We got a big upper level low over here in the west coast of the United States, and as that inches our way, watch as the intensity here blossoms right over central Texas. That is going to be a more significant icing threat that basically is beginning now, intensifies tomorrow, and really ramps up, I think, on Wednesday morning before we put this all to bed. So put it all together, we've got about 72 hours or less of some winter weather concerns. No real snow chances here. This is all going to be that bad stuff, which is ice accumulating pretty heavily on elevated surfaces. This is an incredible satellite loop this morning. You see the leading edge of that cold front down there in the Gulf of Mexico, all the Gulf of Mexico moisture riding up and over it, and what we call isentropic lift. It usually produces widespread, but typically light precipitation. That's what we've been seeing with temperatures in Austin hovering right around freezing, even colder towards the northwest of the city. We have upper 20s, low 30s, and not moving much, if at all, through the rest of the day over there towards the north and west of Austin, especially in the hill country. So we've had some icing reports, but nothing on roads just yet. That may change as we get deeper into the afternoon. Speaking of which, there are some closures and early releases being discussed and released by local school districts. So you'll want to go to cbsaustin.com and continue to look at our homepage for updates on which districts are delaying and canceling. All right, radar update. Again, we are around 11:17 a.m. on this Monday. Got some very light returns. This is just some very light freezing rain activity. Again, those liquid drops that fall and freeze on contact with below freezing surfaces. In the mix, though, in addition to that rain that you're seeing on radar, reduced visibility for most central Texas. That is a sign of where there's also some freezing drizzle that our radar cannot pick up. It's light, but it's persistent, and we've seen some ice accumulation already across much of the hill country. So in Austin, the temperature trend is going to be really important, right? We're going to be right at or maybe just above freezing for the rest of the day, but anywhere towards the north and west of the city of Austin is going to be below freezing as this precipitation continues to become a bit more widespread, which is why our winter storm warnings went into effect at 9 a.m. this morning, and they're not going to expire for at least a couple of days. Let me take you forward in time. Again, here we are around lunchtime on your Monday. Anywhere in green, that's liquid rainfall. Anywhere in pink, that's that liquid rain that freezes on contact into a layer of ice. With that in mind, let's go forward in time the rest of your Monday afternoon. Yeah, we got more of it in the same place from Austin towards the northwest. And again, it's light, but it's persistent. It's starting to put a glaze of ice on first the elevated roadways. It becomes much more widespread, though, late tonight through your Tuesday morning. Almost everyone's seeing some form of ice. It could be heavy at times in spots, and that continues even through your Tuesday afternoon and evening. Fast forward to Wednesday. Here we go with some more ice accumulating before finally, I think after lunchtime on Wednesday, that's when temperatures will improve to where anything falling is just good old-fashioned rainfall. So ice accumulation potential, we're going to have to watch pretty closely. Some of our latest data continues to suggest that we get up to a half inch of ice accumulation on a pretty widespread basis, with isolated totals closer to an inch of ice. It doesn't sound like much when you're just talking about rain accumulation, but when you're talking about ice accumulation, that is heavy. And that weighs down trees and power lines. That can cause some big problems. In fact, to put it in perspective here, about a half inch or more of ice would be what we consider serious to even crippling in terms of impacts. Mainly for those roadways, elevated bridges and overpasses become slick with a layer of black ice. But when you have that much ice, if it does come down indeed over a half inch of accumulation, we could be looking at some significant power outages as well. Let me show you the timeline of those impacts. Again, today, Monday, just some travel concerns for the most part towards the north and west of Austin. Fast forward to tomorrow morning into the afternoon hours. If that ice is heavy enough, we could be looking at isolated to scattered power outages as travel conditions become worse on a more widespread basis. Even farther forward in time, I think Wednesday morning is the worst of it before finally we start to see our forecast improve. I've gotten some questions lately about why are we expecting ice and only only ice and no snow this time of the round? Well, it's because of what's happening not only here at the surface, but above our heads. The air is cold below 32, right? But only very close to the surface, relatively speaking. Above our heads, there's a layer of warmer air, so what you have is liquid rain falling into this below freezing atmosphere and freezing on contact. And situations like this, it's always the elevated roadways that freeze first. That's why you see that yellow sign, the square, diamond, I guess, if you will, before every single bridge and overpass in Texas saying, bridge and overpasses will ice in cold weather. It's because there's cold air flowing above and beneath them, which is why that's going to be the first thing that goes wrong as far as travel concerns go. And hopefully that's the only thing that we have to deal with travel concerns. Can't totally rule out even some side streets, not elevated, get icy Tuesday morning into Wednesday morning, but should be mainly an elevated roadway concern. In addition to those scattered power outages, we're going to have to watch it closely for you over the next few days. After that, sunshine comes back out by Friday. By the way, put all of this aside, the nasty winter weather. We get a nice drink of water this week, and we need it. 1 to 2 inches not out of the question. And then the weekend looks great. Sunshine and temperatures back into the low and mid 60s. All right, that's it for your midday update on this Monday. I'm meteorologist Avery Tomasco. We'll have more updates posted right here on our website or on my Facebook if you're watching that on our Facebook. Through the rest of the afternoon and evening, I want you to stay safe, stay weather aware, and we'll keep you updated as we learn more and we get through this ice event. Stay safe.